Welcome to Ambazonia Communication Network, the most educational and anti-colonial revolutionary TV in sub-Saharan Africa. This primetime event will begin momentarily. We urge our viewers to stand by.
Hello, my fellow Ambazonians. Greetings to you all. Thank you so much for your wonderful support. Congratulations, Mommy and Papadim, ladies and gentlemen, banker, there is wonderful ecosystem in all dearest Ambazonians. Congratulations. You have defeated Cameroon today without any propaganda, without any heresy, without any conspiracy. It is time for us to thank God because this struggle is ordained by God. Like in every God ordained struggle, there are John the Baptist. We all came together. We talk to one another. Every time, for every second, we have told you how far we are. At any time, we had any difficulties, any shortcomings, all told each and how we were doing bad. At any time, we were winning. We came forward and told you we won bigly and fatly. At this time of the year, we have won the biggest than ever before. I want to thank our dearest valiant soldiers on the ground. We want to thank Ground Zero for the wonderful collaboration that has never had in history that we have now. We want to thank all our refugees because now they can see clearly that the journey to the is clearer than ever before. To all our prisoners of war, from Cameroon dungeons, prisons, and jail all across in the neighboring country, La République du Cameroon, those incarcerated in our own land, you can now see that the journey of you coming back home is sooner than later. We want to thank you so much. To those on exile and the diaspora, those that are supporting, those that are committing and doing everything financially every day, every week, every month, and every year. Thank you so much. now see that when we all pull our resources and give to ground zero, we deliver quickly and partly. We all can now understand that beer did not go to Germany, did not go to Switzerland, or did not go to America to send the troops in Amber. We all now see that we commit and tough and make sure our valiant soldiers on zero are armed to teeth. Peace will not be able to continue their hate our land, to continue to subjugate our people to it. What am I here to say? Fellow brothers and sisters, the enemy, the regime is confused. We have all seen the deployment of the military tanks in Ambazonia. Those things can only end in Sabga Hill. They cannot go to see the voices in the bushes. Also, the War Council have upgraded the amount of powder that the amount of money that is waiting for those tanks is now the meager than ever before, meaning the biggest money. Tanks, and again in those tanks, they will always sit at the top. They cannot go inside. They will be taken over, and those tanks will be set into flames. Fellow Ambazonians, fellow brothers and sisters, mommy and papa them, grandma and grandpa them. This is to tell you that our own valiant soldiers across Ambazonia and sister forces are already aware of what next to say and what next to do. Dr. Cho Ayaba, the leader of our war of independence, ordained by God, I hear talking like John the Baptist was saying in the days of Jesus Christ. This is Ayabaism, not synectology. Dr. Cho Ayaba has given a wonderful message to all the sister forces, to all Ambazonians, and to all the ADF valiant soldiers. Cameroon has been defeated. We have reminded Cameroon, the wars of Africa, how the people stood so strong. The tanks we can see if you go to other countries in Africa, you will see the tanks that are left there after liberation. The Germans did not succeed. France did not succeed. UK did not succeed. Ambazonia, you have defeated La Republique to Cameroon. Those tanks itself don't have the routes to move. They cannot even descend a hill without any tar route. Those tanks cannot move in the valleys and bushes. The bushes belong to the voices in the bushes. And so, do not be afraid. That is a sign to the international community that Cameroon has failed. About some months ago, Atanganji Paul himself gave a message after they burned some hunter guns, some den guns, and said the war has ended. We have not forgotten how they went to Grand National Dialogue and said the war has ended. We have not forgotten how they created the Bilingualism and Multiculturalism Commission and said the war has ended. We haven't forgotten how they created DDR centers and said the war has ended and Ambazonians have dropped their arms. Not only when we heard that more than 150 ex-Amba soldiers in DDR center escaped. Some went to Middle East, they called me. Some went to Ghana, Nigeria, they called me and said, please, we are sorry. We thought it was a way out, but it didn't work. We can now see today, where is Kawa Yannick? Even those activists that dropped and tried to join DDR center, where are they today? The Marshal Foncha and the rest. You see the big fat pig, that one, Nambere, where are they today? You can now see Dr. Success Good is on the run. Where is Dr. Nicholas Ngu Santos, Yannick Shikot, and the rest? We can now see even Konda Titus, all of them are nowhere to be found. The little one called Clovis, Naka Clovis, the little one, that one is nobody. Very soon you will see his obituary. I want to thank you, Mami and Papa Dem. Wonderful Ambazonian people, congratulations to you. Thank you, thank you, and thank you. God bless you. It is only by the divine power of God. It's only by the will of God that I'm thanking you today. We stood so firm. We believe in the message of God because only God alone has ordained this struggle. And wherever we are today and how we are going to finish as soon as possible, it is the ordained will of God. I want to thank Dr. Cho Ayaba for not being succumb or being in any way blinking to politics, standing so strong to the roadmap. Fellow brothers and sisters, directly or indirectly, finally, the message for today, self-defense endorsed and accepted by 99.9% Amazonian people. You see, my people, Like I have said back in the days, for you to catch a fish, you must not use a net. You must not use a hook. Fellow brothers and sisters, you now can agree self-defense. Each and every family, all of you, when you see La Republic down, you all celebrate. This is self-defense. This is not folly hawkers. This is not independence from the court. It is not the International Court of Justice, not the International Criminal Court of Genocides, which of course we are going to take Cameroon to ICC and ICJ when we win as a nation. Because as a nation, now you have the powers with your Supreme Court to indict the enemy. At this time, we don't have that, but we will have that soon, especially with the common law jurisdiction that we are fighting for and the Anglo-Saxon education system. Brethren, brothers and sisters, believe me or not, the fish has been caught. We don't care whether the fish was caught throwing the net or the hook. I have said it multiple times. For you to catch a big fish, you cannot use the hook. The hook will not bring the big fish. In fact, it will just swallow you plus the hook. For you to catch the big fish, sometimes the net is not possible. I told you the story of a shark in one stubborn shark in a lake. Every fisherman tried to catch this shark. There was no way. You throw the net, the shark just tear the net apart and go out. You throw the hook, the shark can even swallow you plus the hook. And I say, if I tell you I'm going to catch this fish, some people are going to tell me how. It's impossible. With the spirit of Dr. Cho Ayaba, the block by block, the self-defense roadmap that was all ordained by God. Self-defense today, it came directly or indirectly. We were not catching it with a hook, not with a net. I explained. We are people that use strategies, a lot of tactics, a lot of common sense, and a lot of prayers and hard work as ordained by God. As we told you. So in this case, you are not going to throw a hook or a net to catch that fish. You are going to simply put a pipe under the dam or under the lake, drain all the water from the lake. You will go inside the lake and even put your fire and begin to cut the fish in front of the fish. The fish will see you. You cut the fish and cook in front of the fish. You can even put part of the fish to the fish mouth to eat. The fish has no water. The fish cannot run away, no matter how. Ayabaism. Ayabaism, this is how it's explained. In order to try to make all Ambazonian people to believe in self-defense, we have a lot of obstacles. We have some people, Cameroon engineers, some people to say, oh, if you create a government, then you will just win. We all understand every government on earth is secured by the power of the military, the power of the guns and bullets. If you create a government, you must have the military to secure that government. There is no, even in the Vatican, in Rome, the Pope is secured by guns and bullets. That's why Vatican itself is a country inside Italy. And the Vatican is governed by the Pope. And their guns and bullets, the Vatican army. In the days of the Bible here, I'm talking. King David, King Solomon or Saul, God empowered their military to fight and defeat the enemy. God has ordained Ambazonia. My fellow brethren, when we talk about self-defense, so many people engineer certain things. Oh, Switzerland will give us independence. Some people say, oh, ICC will give us independence. Some people went as far as believing Oyobo people and their court in the Folihocas will give us independence. Our leader is in jail today. Folihocas who took money from our leader cannot even write a letter to Seseku Ayuktabi to thank him or to even congratulate him or to even show solidarity to him for trusting them to liberate us. Where are they today? They vanished. But the money was given to them. They paid the retenue fee. Retenue fee is opening a file. And today there's nothing they can do. And that is gone. We have been scammed multiple times. This I'm not forgotten. Switzerland came from nowhere. Tried to take you away from your support to ground zero. Made you believe that Switzerland, a small country than Ambazonia, could free you. And today you can see, after 2 years, what has happened to Switzerland. Everyone that went to Swiss, where are they today? Why have they stopped talking about Switzerland? Dr. Cho Ayaba and A. Gopsi told you that when we are called to go to Switzerland, we did not refuse. We simply asked, what is Cameroon's commitment to Switzerland? Cameroon failed to commit to Switzerland. We explained to you at every time of this journey that for every mediation, the two parties must commit. Ambazonia was ready. Everyone was ready, which we gave everyone an applause. But we say, as far as Cameroon does not commit, my brothers and sisters, we cannot waste time. Any mediation can only work when the two parties commit. The US current President Joe Biden and the president from Russia, Vladimir Putin, they commit together. That's why they meet where they met a week ago. Last time, the ex-former American President Donald J. Trump and the supreme leader of North Korea commit. That's where they came together in another country where they all agree as in international politics. The two parties must commit and agree to meet somewhere where they feel safe. Cameroon refused to come to Switzerland. That is why Dr. Cho Ayaba and the AGOC told you, do not waste your time. Because for every settlement, negotiation, every dialogue, the two different parties must commit and accept a certain venue to go. And once one party doesn't commit, it makes no sense for you to destroy your resources, take off your time without believing in ground zero to go to Switzerland. By the way, Switzerland, like France, is the grandfather and the grandmother of Cameroon. We will not believe. Dia spent his time in Geneva, Intercontinental Hotel. This is not a safe country for America, for Ambazonia. If America or UK would have been the place to go, I would tell you we are sure. If Canada would have been a place to go, I could tell you that we are a little bit sure until we are proven wrong. This is for the benefit of each and every one. You have lost your family members. So too, I have lost my family members. What do we have that we are afraid to lose again, apart from total independence and liberation for Ambaland? Congratulations to you, Ground Zero. Congratulations to you, all that are fighting. General No Pity. Thank you, God bless you. To the faction of the Bui warriors that was not part of the tribulations, or that was not part of the abomination that took place in Bui. The Bui warriors that was not part of the abomination that took place in Bui. They came together with the ADF valiant General Caporal to come and reconcile together to fight and batter the enemy to secure and protect women and children in the great state of Bui. We want to thank this great faction of the Bui warriors. We want to let all Ambazonians know the ADF is one of the most peaceful groups in Ambazonia. The ADF believe in balance of power, collective security, building of alliances, genuine collaboration, meaningful unity to secure, protect, and defend motherland for the betterment of each and every citizen. Fellow brothers and sisters, as you can see for yourself, this is a faction of the Bui warriors that was not part of the killing of the 36 Ambazonian fighters. 14 of them were all the ADF. And the rest of them were not even ADF. They were Ambazonian fighters and sister forces that believe in genuine collaboration for the winning, protection, and the security and defense of our mothers and children. Today, that Bui warrior faction that was not part of the killing has come to reconcile with the ADF so they can fight shoulder by shoulder, block by block, rooftop by rooftop in the state of Bui. In all, my brothers and sisters, you can now see that the ADF is genuine. We want to move so fast so we can arrive. We believe the Ambazonian Supreme Court is going to bring everything on board. And each and every one of us, including us that have fallen short of the glory of the revolution, will be brought to justice. And our people, our population, mothers and children, wonderful, valiant, patriotic citizens of Ambazonia will witness all the cases that we have fallen short of the glory of this struggle. Brothers and sisters, we want to thank the faction of the Bui warriors. We want to thank the TTA for joining hands with General Efa, big number, to see that peace come in that area of Mogamo, in Batibo area, Gusang, and in the area of, in all over Ambazonia. To those in Fako, thank you so much, God bless you. Those in Mimi, as we have heard Pache talking, thank you. Those in Momo, thank you so much. Those in Com and the area of General Arke, we want to thank you all for the wonderful standing together and collaboration. You did great. You are doing great. We will continue in that spirit. In this light, Cameroon is defeated. You can now see when we start to reconcile among ourselves, Cameroon start to talk about reconciliation. In days and weeks ahead or months ahead, you are going to see Cameroon moving in the great state, the Savannah state, or in the Pacific state, either in Fako or Bamenda, Cameroon is going to come and stage another reconciliation. Brothers and sisters, how do you reconcile when you are proving to the international community that Ambazonia is more than you and you are now going to full gear with military tanks? Remember, about 2 years ago, Cameroon brought some tanks and they were destroyed. They bought a lot of armored vehicles from China. They were all destroyed. Anytime Cameroon shoot any bullet from these tanks, they are going to kill civilians. The international community is watching. Amnesty International is watching. The Reuters is watching. Al Jazeera journalists and news platform has been informed. The BBC is watching. CNN is watching. The Fox News is watching. The White House is watching. The Congress of the United States is watching. The House of Commons in UK is watching. The UK Parliament is watching. The House of Lords is watching. The Pentagon in the United States is watching. The Senate in the United States is watching. And the House is watching. Canada is watching. UK is watching. The Switzerland that fell is watching. And even Germany is watching. So too is the rest of the world watching Cameroon, displaying their stupidity. You say the war has ended. You burn the hunter guns and den guns and say everything has come back to normal in Ambazonia. And then you expose yourself with your military tanks. Your soldiers are running away on exile. The whole world has watched just in 2 weeks how Cameroon soldiers have been sent to Tasatan, a journey of no return. Uncountable numbers of La Republique forces have been sent to a journey of no return. And this is called self-defense. And why am I thanking you all today and congratulating you, Amazonian people? Directly or indirectly, Dr. Cho Ayaba says, Mr. Bia, do not listen to anything apart from guns and bullets. Everything came from nowhere to derail us to listen to things that will not deliver. Strategically, we all as communicators and frontliners, we stood firm, believe in what deliver. The roadmap, self-defense. The roadmap, again, I repeat, self-defense. You can now see Mami and Papa them. Even people who never believe for self-defense today, they want to become the CICs of self-defense. But that is what we were talking about. We did not care. All we wanted was for you to believe, first, that protesting will not help you in anything. That crying babies like moving all out across the world, the White House, wherever you go to protest, that will not solve a problem. That when we go the domestic way, we become so stronger than the international politics. Mr. Bia has kept us incarcerated for 1st October 2021 makes us 60 years, 6 decades since 11 February 1961. And so, Mr. Bia has used only domestic politics to incarcerate us and turn us to slaves. The only way to take over is using the domestic way, ground zero. Because the power of ground zero is bigger than any other thing. America has never called us terrorists. It is Mr. Bia's regime that has been sanctioned by America. In fact, last time Mr. Bia came and cried to America and said, look, you are giving refuge to the citizens of Cameroon. We are doing everything possible to end the war, and the war has ended. Give back our people. America is so intelligent. America sent some people back to Cameroon, and Cameroon instead arrested some of them. The message was sent back to America. Even though Cameroon has freed some of them, America now understood. You lied that everything has gone back to normalcy. You told us to send the citizens so they can live their normal life, so you can build their society, reconstruct their society. America supported them with some 300 million, whatever. Cameroon has built no single thing in Ambazonia. America now believes Cameroon is a joke. All of a sudden, America has witnessed Cameroon sending the military tanks after failing with the armored vehicles. America has also seen that the separatists, the Ambazonians, are armed to teeth and they are ready to defend their women and children. No one will rape our daughter again. No one will rape our women again. And no one will rape our mothers again. America and Amnesty International have seen videos from Ambazonia. Our girls are tortured, sent to murder. They saw what happened in the University of Boya. They saw what happened in the University of Bamenda. They saw the massacre that happened in Gabu. Cameroon has even killed women in extreme north. The Minister of Communication lied that was a Malian country. The Google imaging and the Amnesty International, the writers, they brought everything together, put everything together and packaged together and proof fact checks to say was Cameroon military. The American pastor was killed in Cameroon. The Ghanaian pastor was killed in Cameroon by Cameroon forces. The Kenyan pastor in Ambazonia was killed by Cameroon forces. With all the trajectory and everything was, they proved, the Amnesty International proved that was Cameroon forces that did the killing. So too in Gabu, 25, mostly children were killed. In Bello, they saw Cameroon kill and burn to ashes civilians. In 2016, Cameroon kidnapped so many Ambazonian youth from Bafut. They are still in jail today as we are talking. They would take us from Ambazonia and take us to a neighboring country. Mami and Papa them. Whether you are CPDM or not, your business is not going on. Whether you are CPDM or not, for more than 5 years now, your children cannot go to school in Amba because of the war. Whether you are CPDM or not, whether you are Amba or not, the stray bullet does not identify you. Your houses and properties have been burned down. Even the CPDM militants, the CPDM mayors, DOs, CPDM councillors, you cannot move free. And you are in the wrong side of history. You know already that Amba is gone. You know it's a matter of time. Dr. Chop Ayaba says self-defense, block by block. Defend your neighborhood. Take control. You are the owner. You are in charge. And when we do so, Mr. Bia will be defeated. Kavaye Ege Jibril cannot speak. Bia cannot speak. Even Brenda Bia is saying that his father has made errors and that the errors of his father are not his own errors. This is Brenda Bia talking. Brenda Bia said peace should come, whatever means it takes to have peace. And the only way is separation. Let Ambazonia go. So, Mami and Papa, them, you can now see whether you are supporting which leader in this revolution. You know, a leader that does not have self-defense on ground zero is zero. What did Ayabaism say? Dr. Cho Ayaba said, whatever you do, Bia does not blink. If you all believe in self-defense, Bia will be defeated. If we are really honest people, we must all join hands to thank the roadmap self-defense. And if we have to thank the roadmap self-defense, we have to look back at who went to that village to inaugurate self-defense. Some leaders today are saying that they are all CICs. But we know there are those who did not congratulate Dr. Cho Ayaba for inaugurating self-defense in that village. We know there are those that derailed this self-defense from coming over almost 3 years. In the days of General Ibomba, La Republique did not kill him either. The highest sniper we have in Bui, Nginyam Fon, La Republique did not kill him. You know how he was killed. And if finally you discover and realize your mistakes and say the only way out is self-defense, like Dr. Cho Ayaba said, let me come back and apologize to my own brother. Let us move now shoulder by shoulder. But that's not the case. We continue to call each and everyone that ran short of the glory of the revolution. The ADF AGOVC is open to genuine talks. We are open to collaboration. We are open to unity. Because we understand in war, balance of power and collective security are the parameters that you must all endorse. The ADF has never retaliated anything. We are not for any retaliation mission. We will retaliate with La Republique, shoulder by shoulder, block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, rooftop by rooftop. We want to assure Ambazonian people, you are right today. Ambazonian people, we want to assure you your Bill of Rights. As an Ambazonian, You have a right to self-determination, right to self-defense. You have the right to self-determination. What does this mean? We in AGOVC ADF, we know and understand and endorse in full capacity that as an Ambazonian, you have a right to choose which group you belong to. We want to assure you that you must not belong to AGOVC ADF Mandela to become an Ambazonian. We identify all of us as Ambazonian. And we want to let you know, as we say, block by block, bullet by bullet, and guns by guns, you have the right to self-determination to choose how you want to fight to liberate homeland. You must not be under us for us to see you as an Ambazonian. It is called the Bill of Rights. You have a right to even belong to whatever, even a Tanganji Paul's forces. But what happened to you later is on you, because salvation is personal. We all have lost. We cannot emphasize again to you how we have lost. We all have lost our businesses and our normal lifestyle. We cannot emphasize this to you. Dr. Choayaba has spoken from day one. Some of us become his disciples after consortium was kidnapped by Cameroon. We have gone to Ghana, Nigeria, Middle East, and seen how our people are suffering. That is not what God ordained us for. God ordained us to fight, block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, rooftop by rooftop, until motherland is freed. It is called Ayabaism, self-defense. It is a roadmap. And in that roadmap, you choose how you fight. We deploy what we call tactics and strategies to enhance self-defense. Fellow comrades, fellow brothers and sisters, fellow Ambazonians, thank you so much for endorsing self-defense. You see, it is very, very indirect. That is all we wanted. We preach it. We talk about it. Ambazonia, you have no choice. You have finally accepted it. Whether you accept it knowingly or not, we have seen everyone clap hands today, seeing La Republique and more vehicles turned down to valleys. We see all of you are happy when the Kelebes are sent to Tasata. We are so proud of you. Thank you, and congratulations to all of you. It is exactly what Dr. Cho Ayaba was saying. The Jiangsu boys that some people were saying. Today we see all Amber Lom Jiangsu boys, the voices in the bushes. Atanganji Paul was confused. After he fell with his Minister of Territorial Administration, burying the bereaved. Where is he today? Where is Atanganji Paul? Where is Tilapia Isa Chiroma? Where is Ega Allen Mebengo? Where them day? Where is Belinga Mbutu? Where is Yakfam Dongo? Where are they? Where them day? Where is Colony Banje? Where are the 5-star generals of Cameroon? Amba has sent majority of them to a journey of no return. Fellow brothers and sisters, you have defeated Cameroon. Even people who wanted to prove to take over, try to take power, they are nowhere to be found. Dr. Success Good, Namberes, Nicholas Good Santos, Yannick Chicot, Kawa Yannick, DDR Center, Nambere and the rest, they failed. They went to Ghana with the Switzerland, trying to contaminate Ground Zero forces. They stood so strong. Soldier go, soldier, Barak remain. They thought killing General Ibomba, killing of Ayeke, killing of General Hassan von Ginyam was going to stop the revolution. It did not. They thought conniving and corrupting Shaja, General Amigo, could stop the revolution. It did not. They thought bribing forces and giving them position. Cameroon and Atanganyi thought infiltrating us and kidnapping Ayuk Seseko Tabi to Konengi, taking our Deacon Patasang Wilfred was going to stop the revolution. Not even when they kidnapped Bala and Ontem did it stop the revolution. I want to take this opportunity to thank Tapang Ivo Tahanku, wonderful resource for Ambazonia. The Rebel TV, just as Liberation TV. Tapang Ivo Tahanku, thank you so much for your commitment to the nation. I want to thank, very special, Mark Barretta. You intervened so much in the revolution during the time of the consortium taken over by Cameroon. Mark Barretta, thank you so much. I understand you might not understand things at fresh when they are, But your apology to Ambazonian people that the idea of the government has derailed the revolution. Mark Barretta, look, the nation will judge you for the 10% bad thing that you do and did than the 90% things that you did. I want to thank you. I want to recognize you for the 90% good things you did. I don't want to talk about the 10% bad things you did, brother. Mark Barretta, thank you so much. I want to take this opportunity in ACN TV, the true and honest liberal and democratic TV for Ambazonia. Thank you, Eric Tato, for saying the idea of the government failed. That scammers and everyone who embezzled money must be brought to justice. We have seen you leading the hashtag justice for my trip to Goya. Eric Tato, thank you. This is Ambazonia Liberation TV, where we endorse each and everyone when they speak the truth. We do not only criticize you when you do the wrong, but when you do the rightful thing, we thank you. I want to take this opportunity to thank the women in Ambazonia in the food capacity, OGC, Wali on the move. Thank you for being an honest mother to the soldiers. Last time I saw you are supporting sister forces that are not your own children, the ADF. You have proven indeed that we are fighting, we are together. That whether you are in ADF or not, we are together. General Efang, big number, thank you for sharing materials to sister forces. I am coming. Erika Zara, Queen Nigella Gilles, thank you so much. The Rose, the Rai, all of you, the Amber Queens, thank you. The Eagle Eyes of the Vanguard, the Mandela Big Compound, you have done great. Thank you for being the frontliners. The Big Okans, the Lyongas, thank you. Wonderful Mandelas. You're unbeatable. Asian TV man and give it to the nation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As you see, it is always baby step as Dr. Troy ever said, celebrate a nation. And those baby we want to turn one project citizen who anonymously contributed $29,000 towards the liberation and final journey of Ambazonia. To the anonymous, thank you for the $29,000 that the War Council received from you. Indeed, you see the result in ground zero. That's why you committed. And we want to thank the hundreds of anonymous contributors behind the scene. Those that I know in person, I keep your identity sealed, as I promised. For the intelligence. We want your family and your neighborhood and your community. That will receive first class development. Because you stood and represented your community as an ally to support the war of liberation. We want to take the opportunity to thank the Tsar of Ambazonia, Capo Daniel. When Capo Daniel took some few blacklists out of Ambazonia, and some few people who did not understand that for America to end the Second World War, they have to do what they did. And they justify and ratify and say they will not go to any ICC because what they did to end the Second World War prevented the killing of millions of people. That's what America said. Out of a black lake of amber. And some people are talking, Capo Daniel simply came and said, if you are a black leg, you not die. If you are a black leg, your name not die. Where are those ladies that were moving and breaking and checking their home with like to come out forces, believing they have won the jackpot? Capo Daniel, thank you as a Tsar. Thank you so much. The end of blackleism. Those women that used to move with Cameroon soldiers were to be found. Ambazonia triumph. Thank you, Capo Daniel. Capo Daniel has also launched a heavy anti-kidnapping squad. The Akamantos, one of the squad. You have seen people moving and knocking doors and asking for money. You have not heard that again. All of you who are abroad, you see people come to your village, to your parents because they know you are abroad. And you are putting the logo. Then they go and harass your parents, saying in the name of Amba. Those were thieves, bandits. Ambazonia has ended ransom, kidnapping. All those things have ended. I want to thank the Akamatos forces. Capora, thank you. Thank you, GDC, Capo Daniel. You pray. If you are a black leg, your name not die. Capo Daniel spoke, not with water in his mouth. And today you have seen there's no more killing of Amber soldiers. If we got up an Amber forces, an Amber soldier was raped, was because of black legs. People did not see when Amazonian forces were killed, but they only see when one black leg goes down. I don't doubt. Some of you, ladies and gentlemen, you only see the bomb. Why you care was the bomb. You didn't care about the Amazonian forces being when these girls go to Cameroon forces and show the amber camps. See that when you don't see when 26 were killed in Bui. You don't see when 25 majority children were killed in Donga Bantu. You are a black leg, your name now die. If you are a black leg, your name now die. Done with Capo Daniel with this. And finally, we ended tribalism in Ambazonia. We ended tribalism in Ambazonia. We fought so hard together. Thank you, fellow citizens. We want to end tribalism, nepotism, favoritism. A Genopiti cannot fight in Victoria and seek refuge in Bui division. Genopiti cannot fight in Tunja and seek refuge in Donga and Mantong division. Stay. Fellow brothers and sisters, is that not the greatest thing that we wanted to fight for? That you can be from Kambe and your business is established in Kwakwa. That you can be from a condo established in Bello. That you can be from Batibo or Furawa and your business is established in Fako. CPDM people, those across from Bunde, from La Republique, they came to Ambazonia and they wanted to sow seeds of discord. They stood so hard, shoulder by shoulder, to say, we cannot stand with our brothers and sent to kids when they are brothers and supposed to collaborate together. I put multiple audios out there for you all. We preach together for all of us. Come together. Because collaboration and unity is strength. Dr. Cho Ayaba being one of the greatest love of unity. He went to second conclave, and even first conclave, he said the idea of the government might bring opposition is only. We need a country to endorse. Dr. Cho Ayaba still went to Washington conference. That conference was supposed to be in Canada. Lucas, Ashu and Tapang Ivo preached for this. Canada, Chicago, and China organized this unity, this mega unity that was supposed to be in Canada. By one way or the other, the diaspora politics, it was brought to easy. Yeah, but still when all the leaders of Ambazonia win, you saw even Mullah Litu, he gave blessing to Dr. Cho Ayaba. That's when I know God has written the final line of our liberation. What Honorable Mullah Pa Litumbe said to Cho Ayaba remains sealed. That's why Dr. Cho Ayaba cannot do it. I want CNC, Southern Cameroon National Congress, those who stood back in the days, Sheikh Kavi Womelin, transcend to AGF AGOFC. Thank you so much for the experience. You told us what did not succeed. And you told us what we must do. That you protest around the world. It didn't work for more than 30 years. You told us that self-defense, as we, the young generation, the current generation, the never again generation has endorsed self-defense is the ultimate way. The ACNC, you told us you failed because you have never considered self-defense. And the power, hard power, is the only way to take off Cameroon from Ambaland. Because you have exhausted all the soft power. You protest all around the world and it did not work. We want to thank Honorable Pa Mullah Njo Litumbe for saying the honest truth that Dr. Cho Ayaba, continue, my son. The only way out is self-defense. Take the enemy, use everything it takes. Mona, Ben Mona who died. Pa Mona Akere said the same thing. Before he died, he said, look, this is the generation. They are children. He said, it's old men, I can't fight. The young generation, fight for your freedom. We want to thank Cardinal Christian Tumi. He said he prayed for the Amber soldiers. Cardinal Christian Tumi said, as a Christian, you are a rebellion. He is a Christian rebellion, and he prayed for the separatists. Cardinal Christian Tumi fought so hard. He wrote the Beer's Code. He challenged Dictator Paul Biya and asked Paul Biya to come to him face to face to live debate in TV. Cardinal Christian Tumi, indeed, is a saint. He left a message and said he prayed for the separatists, that the Christian and the church is a rebellion against evil. Remember Desmond Tutu, the bishop, who stood and fight so hard to end apartheid. Fellow brothers and sisters, this struggle is ordained by God. And so, as Honorable Mullah Njo Litumbe is watching us beside Father Abraham in heaven, Mother Mary continue to intercede for us. No doubt, Jesus Christ is watching. And therefore, we continue to be the John the Baptist in the revolution. As Dr. Cho Ayaba, the Messiah, continue to tell us how we shall maneuver from one step to another, from one baby step to another. Because Dr. Cho Ayaba is a father of self-defense. The lonely leader in diaspora who went to Ground Zero and inaugurated self-defense came back and said, Cameroon, never again shall you rule and ruin us. That is what qualifies him as a father of self-defense. He did not only sit in Norway, in Oslo, in Germany, in UK, in Belgium, went and wear coat and tie and move, fly by flight abroad. He went to Ground Zero and put the foundation of self-defense in Dadi village. Some people say it was Nigeria. No. Some people later say they were in Changshu's. You saw the caliber of weapons. You saw the AKs. Some of you did not even know what was called an AK. But 4 years, 5 years ago, you saw it in Dadi village. Ayabaism, not synectology. Ayabaism is a sign of resistance. Synectology is a sign of betrayal, where you bring leaders together in first conclave, second conclave, third conclave, and fourth conclave, only because you want to assimilate and put them under you. You have every leader to stand up stronger, so Ambazonia can stand shoulder by shoulder. But all you want is to bring all the leaders under you, so you can be a dictator, a power monger. It is called synectology. In Ayabaism, you own your block, you control your block, and you take over control of your block. That's why so many of us who own blocks decided to bring our blocks under one chain command, so that we can share the code of conduct, observe Geneva Convention, protect our women and children on grounds. And we call it collective security, and the name we gave was Ambazonian Defense Forces, aka ADF. ADF is a collaboration of blocks. And those blocks were not necessarily ADF before. But because of collective security, protection to our women and children, we need to have one command structure, so we can defeat the enemy when they want to infiltrate us. We were tired of seeing Cameroon just go to one village and wipe one block. But when you join together in collective security, you build alliances. When Cameroon is coming to attack Caporal, then you want to see a Bube give backup. You want to see no Messi give backup. That is called collective security and balance of power, and that's what ADF is all about. When they built the League of Nations, it was under this maxim. When they built the United Nations, that's fair, by the way, they use balance of power and collective security. That's why you have the United Nations Security Council today. And we use the same parameters. We use the same prerogatives, the same maxim to build the Ambazonian Defense Forces. In Ambazonian Defense Forces, all soldiers have their own right to self-defense. That is why we have all said, wherever you see the Ambazonian camps, 2 kilometers is a no-go zone, because you will simply be wiped out. We have called each and everyone to understand that Ambazonia will not endorse any tribalism, that any Ambazonian forces have the right to fight in one state and seek refuge in another state. Whether you are from Mini, you have to go to Boyo, if that is how it takes to secure yourself so you can fight to protect women. There is nothing like tribal lines. Ambazonia is one and indivisible. We have assured you, Ambazonian people, that Ambazonia will be a federal nation. The people of every state will know how they will develop their states. And every state will have a governor that oversees it. That is why we have rejected the idea of calling Ambazonia state as counties. The great state of Bui cannot be relegated to a county. It makes us look like we are tiny. And that is the enemy's way to make us seem that we are small, like Switzerland was saying, so that we can be defeated. We want you to understand Ambazonia is a bigger country than Switzerland, by the way, bigger than Togo, bigger than so many countries in Africa. And so we have 13 states as of now. During our final journey, Ndian state will be 2 because Bakassi is so big. So Ndian will go to Bakassi state and you have the Ndian state. That will be taken care of by the people's legislation. For now, I can't talk more about that. Liberation first. The governing team will come later. So that one, we can't talk about it now. So we shall have 7 states in the Savannah and 7 states in the Pacific. Hurrah! Bravo to Ambazonia. We shall develop our states ourselves. And inside a state, then you will have the counties. Example, in Bui state, you have 5 districts that La Republic was calling it district. No, those districts will now become the counties. Example, in the great state of Bui, it will be a state with a governor. In the great state of Bui, you will now have what they call Drekwa, which is a county, Upper Drekwa, which is a county, Opankum, a county, Lowankum, county. You have all this will sum up to form what they call counties inside one state called Great State of Bui. Indeed, the state of Bui is called the Great State. In America, you have New York, which is called the Empire State. Florida, which is called the Sunshine State. Sunshine. So in Ambazonia, every state we have their own. You have the Great State of Bui, the Great State of Fako. Every state we have their own unique identity and a flag for the state. Come on, counties don't have flags. Don't call it counties, please. Make us look so big and huge because we are. Let our people feel that we are massive and dominant. And then in every state, it's a county. That is how you liberate people psychologically. Cameroon always want us to look that we are like this. We are 20 million, that we are only 8 million people. Amazonian people, you are more than 16 million people. How many of us are in Nigeria? Millions in Nigeria, millions in South Africa, in Ghana, in Middle East, Dubai, Kuwait, Qatar, Lebanon. How many of us are just in Maryland, in America, in California, in Germany, in UK? We are more than 16 million people. Cameroon always think we were 20% of Cameroon. We are not. The voices in the bushes are more than that. Fellow brothers and sisters, yes, we can do better. I want to remind you all about the message from Akwanga, Pa Ambazonia. We want to thank him for what he did in the past. Indeed, the honest history for Ambazonia, Papa Ambazonia is one of the great people when it comes to self-defense. But age is something you cannot cheat. You can now know that Papa Ambazonia is older. Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga is an aged citizen. His brain does no longer reason like those, like mine, like yours, because we are younger and never again generation. So we can move on. Old age is taking him. Why we are leaving Cameroon? Because the regime is old age people. They don't think in the current. They think in the archaic 16th century. As a leader in this struggle, when you see something, you have to call your colleague and ask, Dr. Ayaba, I saw this message.
It's not my fault. I'm sorry for that. I was just reading a message that someone just sent to me here, where my comrade brother, Lucas Cho Ayaba, is announcing the end of ghost towns. There are no more ghost towns. This is it. They just sent it to me. I just read it now. No more ghost towns. And
to assure you
he said something here which is actually true.
Ghost town
That
quickly and partly. For me, what goes down on Sunday.
We have noticed that for over 4 years of ghost towns, it has not produced the desired results.
The ghost town continue. It is a
this is what I have said long time ago. Comrade Ayaba,
it has your history. So do not in any way blink. Country Sunday is ordained by God, came from God, and remain to the God-chosen people of Ambazonia. It is a symbol of defeat to La République du Cameroon, and the international community has put that in the book of records. There is no time Cameroon has won. Cameroon cannot be protesting to end ghost town, and we are instead helping Cameroon to end ghost town. Nambere cannot be moving in Ambazonia and calling for no ghost town. And we will allow Dr. Ebenezer Akwanga, who went to Swiss, went to APLM in Ghana with Nambere, and Nambere calling for Papa. I want to understand that full age has taken Papa Ambazonia. just full of old people take decision match with us. This decision of an old man, Dr. Ebenezer Kwanga, does not match Ambazonia. We want to thank him for the past and the good things that he did. He is indeed one of the foundation tools of self-defense. We must give him thanks for that. But what he said today represents Ambazonia. For the past he did, he is now in the current, does not represent us. So we move forward without criticizing, because we are never generation. We know where we are going to. Brothers and sisters, thank you for accepting self-defense, for supporting Ground Zero. Thank you, and thank you. Whether you are fighting under ADF or not, whether you are a Mandela or not, whether you are an AGOVSIS or not, we have seen all of you happy when you see Amazonian forces, a Kelebes to Satan. When Amazonian forces defeat Cameroon military, we have seen you clapping hands. Hey, it is called self-defense that Dr. Cho Ayaba went to that village to inaugurate for you. There is no country on earth without military, without defense. So, directly or indirectly, it is now self-defense. It's what we preach for. And that's why ACN TV is here. We continue to tell you the revolutionary orgasm and continue to get you from time to time. We appreciate the faction of the Bui warriors that have come to join with the ADF now to collaborate. That we are not part of those who killed more than 36 in Bui. We want to thank those in Batibo. Thank you, Caporal of ADF, Sister Forces, Mandela's the Vanguards, and AGOVSIS. God bless you. Cameroon has been defeated. Cameroon military tanks is nothing. Where is DDR Center? The commission by the commission. What happened to the Grand National Dialogue? Cameroon will soon the reconciliation. What reconciliation? With the military Amazonian forces, all caution how to deal with. Last but not the least, because no country without defense, we want to thank Benedict Kwa, the chairman and deputy Sheikh Abiwo Melim, for the War Council. The War Council has also ruled out how to deal with those tanks. In days ahead, we want to assure you, Ambazonian, those tanks, you will see them in the valleys. The War Council does not speak, they act. And as a matter of fact, one of the action of the War Council now see Ambazonian forces now everywhere with a lot of holy powder. Holy powder is that powder that they put inside manye. They put it somewhere, and more vehicles coming. They say 1, 2, 3, boom! That is called holy powder. It is produced by the Council of the ADA and distributed to all Amazonian forces. Middleman discrimination. We did this in a way that anyone who accepts self-defense and want materials, we give it to them, whether they know that ADF is supplying or not. Because mommy and papa, at the end of the day, we have all lost our brothers and sisters, lost our family members. But whatever it takes us in the background to do, we will do it. Supply material as lowest cost to anyone. Because those middle people now, they come and take it from the ADF, from the armory. They buy from the armory now. They don't go to Nigeria or any country to buy any wool. They just come to ADF. ADF supply. Very cheap. That's why the Republic is battered now at every angle. Gone are the days where we go to buy. They produce the bullet now on Ground Zero. Produce the arms on Ground Zero. Produce everything that we wipe Cameroon from Ground Zero. That's why the Dublin Declaration is taking effect. We want to thank the War Council. We want to thank the armories and the technicians behind the scene. God bless you. Mandelas have worked so hard behind the scene to create meaningful collaboration with sister forces. The Mandelas have supported everyone on the ground, humanitarian, financially. Not brought it in public because the goal and the maxim is to collaborate Ground Zero. The sacrifices that you do behind without even no one will ever know about that. That is called the ultimate sacrifice, where you can pull money, collect your money, and do things behind the scene and don't even want to put in media. That's what you see in collaboration. As Mandelas want to say, as vanguards, build, our motto is, the code of conduct, our motto is secure, protect, and defend. And indirectly, we're enhancing that. Thank you to all forces that have accepted. But not the least, we call on the interim governments to come together. The only difficulties that we are facing on Ground Zero as Mandela is the interim government of Samuel Sako and the one of Yerima or Seseko. They are not together. It is difficult to collaborate forces on the ground. That listen to them. We are calling all the factions that break out away from the interim government. Seseku, represented by Irima, and that in Maryland by Sako. If you guys can come together, collaborating and meaningful unity is a no problem. This is with the eagle eyes of the vanguard, the Mandela family spokesman, and this is how Mandela family has seen it. Therefore, we call them to come together because the AGOC has never fractured. The AGOC remain intact. The AGOC was in the first conclave, second conclave, third conclave, and even fourth conclave. The AGOC went to Washington, D.C. conference. We called on the interim government faction to come together. And then the Mandelas will complete the unity process. So, fellow Amazonians, the interim government people, Yerima, Milan Atam, say, what's up? What's going on? They don't love to see Ambazonia liberated. Are they not tired of seeing the blood being spilled? He is ready for collaboration, negotiation, dialoguing, and togetherness. The eagle eyes of the vanguard and the Mandelas, we have held our leaders. And the AGOC is ready for meaningful collaboration and unity. As all the faction from the interim government, Milan Atam School, interim government of UK with Yerima and Seseku, the one in Maryland and Texas with, ask them to come together. They are the only people now that are divided. The AGOC remain intact, and the Mandelas stand shoulder by shoulder with the AGOCs. Because we recognize Dr. Cho Ayaba as a father of self-defense. He went to that village and laid the foundation stone that all of us now today are celebrating. Self-defense. We are celebrating now. We are all clapping hands when the Republic goes down. We ask every committee, what did he do? Where is he? We want to thank Dr. Carlson Anyangwe. We want to thank Dr. Christine. We want the ultimate Dr. Cho Ayaba. God bless you, Doctor. You did great. Thank you, and thank you, the Akamantos. Thank you to sister forces, General Arke. Thank you, General No Pity, and all of you on the ground. One country, one Ambazonia. We love you much. Want to congratulate our poor? You will come back, we assure you. Thank you all on exile. You will come back, I assure you. Thank you so much, everyone. IDPs, we will rebuild our economy. You shall drive in car road and live in the mansion. Our economy will be booming. The fact sector will be upgraded. The coffee sector will be upgraded. Pumpkin sellers, you will make money. Cash crops, huckleberry sellers, you will drive in cars to sell your huckleberry. Those selling cassava products, you will drive cars to sell cassava. Working for beef, maize, corn, you will all drive cars to go to your farms. No more suffering again. We will industrialize Ambazonia. We will upgrade our mining facilities. The gold and the diamonds we have, we upgrade the school facilities, the hospitals. We will build better hospitals. Economy, we will engage in the traditional market system. We will engage in the capitalism, and we will make sure our modern villages have say they will sell their taxes. We will always endorse and make sure home prices are protected. A lot of quotas, embargoes, and tariffs to the foreign businesses that are coming to take over. We will make sure that we imply and subjugate taxes to anyone who did not support the war of liberation. And to all of you who are supporting, you will have a trade free. You will not pay taxes for a meaningful time period. Mommy and papa them, you no go pay fees for intermarket for sale again. It no go happen. To our taxi driver, Okada, those exorbitant money extorted from you by the forces of the Republic will not happen again. To our Bayam Selam, Mommy and Papa, you go sell. You go sell low. You go sell big. Yam, Muyondo, sell everything. And they go take you, the government of Ambazonia. To our trade union, the teachers and lawyers, una cafe day up. Our lawyers will practice common law than ever before. Our teachers will teach the Anglo-Saxon education system. Our judiciary system will be forever. Congratulations to you all, Ambazonia. Fear not, this is ordained by God. This is your parent servant, John the Baptist, the Mandela Fragment, the eagle eyes of the vanguard, Amba Dangute, Aka, Major General Vela. God bless you. Have a wonderful day and remain steadfast. Cho Ayaba will never blink. It is under self-defense that we take. goes the American Constitution, Second Amendment. God bless you, time and goodbye. Thank you. God bless you all.
My fellow Ambazonians, yesterday we watched a desperate and defeated enemy mobilizing tanks to fighting Ambazonians. This bankrupt colonial outpost must be reminded that tanks don't fight wars. Propaganda does not win wars either. Ambazonia remains a graveyard for the last brutal colonial outpost designed to impose hardship over the first democracy in the continent. A few kilometers from the Eritrean capital lies a tank graveyard of thousands of Ethiopian tanks killed by the Eritrean liberators. In 1989, a brave patriot at Tiananmen Square demonstrated bravery when he stopped hundreds of tanks. Ambazonia means business. There will be no peace without justice, no peace under alien rule, and no peace with independence. Ambazonia is on a course to ending the nightmare imposed on it 60 years ago. Remain stubbornly defiant and unapologetically unyielding to both domestic and foreign pressures. Fellow Ambazonians, a few years ago we made it abundantly clear that those who plot, scheme, and enable the colonization of our homeland, and by their actions and omissions supporting the genocide on our people, have no space in life or in death in our country. Except where we cannot at the moment exercise power, their bodies will be exhumed and disposed in the sea. Below our soil cannot coexist General Ivo and Ikema. In the past days, we have learned of the passing of an exile enabler. The fount of Enwen was a traitor who worked for the enemy against his people. His body should be disposed of in the sea or buried in the land he paid allegiance to. The price for our freedom must be borne by all without exception. Let me also use this opportunity once more warn those who use our struggle to harass our population, extort money from families during burial. We will not allow you to impose further psychological pain on bereaved families. I call on the DDC Capo, whom I've appointed as our anti-kidnapping SAR, to double his effort in ensuring that the protection of our people and the arrest and persecution of these bandits harassing our population. Fellow Ambazonians, as I wrote a few days ago, the bravery demonstrated by our forces in the past weeks has rekindled our spirit of nationalism and determination. I once more advise our fighting men and women to respect the rules of war, show no mercy to living enemy forces, treat captured ones with humanity, and execute them after due process with dignity. We will use high-profile targets for exchange purposes. In the past week, no PT has fought well as a soldier. To have allowed himself to be manipulated by the corrupt militant cartel did disservice to Ambazonia. These criminals who have ordered the murder of our forces, embezzle millions, are thereby facilitating genocide, attack the integrity of those who have sacrificed for our land and lost their liberty. Engineered infighting for their temporal political profiling should never be given a platform to exploit soldiers to fail to arm, support, and encourage. All soldiers on the ground must distance themselves from this loose criminal cartel and focus on the defense of our homeland. Our forces will continue to provide, facilitate, and support the initiative of others in the spirit of the block by block. I welcome the rapprochement of General Kapo and the unit of Bui warriors that was not involved in the massacre of our forces. This spirit should continue to enable us and the pain imposed on our people. Yesterday, an anonymous donor donated $29,000 to enable us proceed with the consolidation of our gains and all the wheels of effective actions. We will remain focused on the strategy while building capacity to ensure that our gains are not rolled back by internal or external threats. God bless Ambazonia. A message from Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, President of the Ambazonia Governing Council.